Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is quotes 228. Today we have another one by Babe Ruth. Remember Babe Ruth? He was a player, way back around the 1920s, maybe even a little earlier than the 1920s. That was his prime time. That was his main time in the early days of baseball. And we did a quote from him, I don't know, not that long ago, about a month or so ago. But anyway, we got another good one by him. And let's take a look at this quote. The way a team plays as a whole determines its success. You may have the greatest bunch of individuals, stars, in the world, but if they don't play together, the club won't be worth a dime. Okay. All right, well, let's look at worth a dime, too. Worth a dime means not worth much at all. Remember, a dime is only 10 cents. Even though, to be honest with you, in Babe Ruth's day, probably if you adjusted a dime to inflation today, it's probably worth about $3 or $4. But still, that's still not a lot of money. That was a way of saying that not worth much at all. So let's look at it just one more time. So the way a team plays as a whole group, how they get along, do they back each other up, do they try to work together, determines its success, decides its success. You may have the greatest bunch of individual stars. So even though individually these stars have very good statistics and they're good players, they're not working together, the team still may not really be a big winner. But if they don't play together, the club won't be worth a dime. All right, let's continue with the note here. Okay, good. With this quote, Babe Ruth was stressing the importance of teamwork. Even though in his time he may have been, arguably the best player that ever lived, I know a lot of people at that time thought he was, he knew that how a team worked and played together was of vital importance, very, very important. We often ask if a team or group that works together has good chemistry. We often say this, like, do their personalities get along? Are they good at, helping each other, working together, trying to reach the goal? In this sense, chemistry refers to the emotional or psychological interaction between people. This could be a problem if one or more players have bad attitudes and cause conflicts. So you really don't want players that are doing this on the team, because then it could affect the whole team. If a particular player has a big head, sometimes we see this, maybe, they think, well, I'm the best, the team would be nothing without me, and, something like that. It may cause jealousy, or, may cause problems between players. Or is a bad influence on other team members for some reason, either having a bad attitude, or getting angry too easily, or causing arguments with other players or the manager or something like that. Sorry. It may interfere with the chemistry of the team. Also, I've heard of cases where, maybe there might be a player that might be a bad influence on some other players, maybe personally, maybe they led them to take drugs or something like that too. These are other issues that are out there as well. Let's continue. We also see this outside of sports. In the entertainment industry, we may hear that a director and an actor, a certain director and a certain actor, have good chemistry. Maybe they've worked together on several films, and all those films have been very successful. So this is another way. Do they work together? Do they understand each other? Do they understand each other's thinking? Are they there to back each other up? Or actors in a cast having good chemistry amongst themselves. It almost kind of reminds me of the TV show Friends. It's not like any of them were particularly like the best stars, but they had chemistry that worked together. That kind of helped that show. And I think even when they were arguing about money, they all kind of stuck together, in bargaining. So, and their personalities got along together well. That's another thing. We sometimes talk about, certain players on a team or certain workers that work together. Sometimes they could have a personality clash, which could be also causing big problems. Okay. When they are all team players, well, team players means, they're really willing to do their part and work together. It increases the chances of success, well, the overall success of the team or the organization. All right, let's continue. In baseball, even when a rich team, and there have been a lot of examples like this, can simply sign most of the best players, they don't always win the pennant. Now, of course, it is helpful if you do have big money and you can buy some big players, but you still have to figure out a way to have good chemistry. That's why they need a good manager to make them all work together. So even if you do have good players, they can have good chemistry, but it doesn't guarantee it. So that's why not all the teams that have the best players are always the winner or the winners of the pennant. Another movie, Moneyball, with Brad Pitt, also touched up on this point. Yeah, now that was based on a true story. He was the manager of a team, but he was a manager on a team that was kind of like a poor team. They couldn't afford to buy all these best players to try to win the pennant. And he had to try to figure out another way that he could make this team win. Now, in this movie, and supposedly in true life, he did have another guy that he worked with, and they figured out a way with statistics and certain players that if they work together or their skill set kind of matched each other, that somehow that could produce a winning team. And for at least that year, it worked. It worked. I don't know if it really still continues to work, but people were amazed at it. I think that team was it the A's? I think it was, where they had one of the longest winning streaks ever. They won like 26 games in a row. He had some trouble getting the team together like this, but once they got together, they had very good chemistry. It's not like there was one or two major particular stars on the team, but all of their skills kind of matched each other and they all worked together. So that's also kind of on this point. So, of course, it helps to be a great player. It helps to be with these great individuals, but it's not the most important factor. They have to learn how to work together. They have to be a real team. Okay, anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it's clear. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.